Welcome once again to A House Around the Corner. I'm your host, Tricia Ziemer, and today I'm with co-host Angela from the Prahran Community Learning Centre. Welcome, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Now, what's your role at the centre?
My official role is Principal Executive Officer, and I essentially manage the organisation.
Now, we had the pleasure to meet with two of your students there.
You met Amra and Gemma, two of our students in our VCAL program. Gemma came to us after a family tragedy and she has been with us for some time, a few years. She was disengaged from education and actually was not attending school at all. And she has had a really lovely pathway back into education. And Amra was disengaged also from her mainstream education setting. She was at risk of getting into trouble, getting in the wrong crowds, and her journey is really lovely to see how she's really turned her education focus around.
We're also able to meet up with their instructor.
Yes, Tony Senesi, who is a very inspiring visual art trainer. Our students respond very well to him and they love the way that he teaches them.
So let's head down to Prahran and meet these two lovely students and their education manager, Effie.
Hi, I'm Gemma and I'm a graduate of PCLC. Basically the classes were smaller, so if I was having trouble with anything then I found it a lot easier to be able to ask for help. Because the classes were so much smaller, no one could really bully anyone. Everyone seemed to be able to get along just fine and yeah.
Hi, my name's Effie Tanglis and I'm the Education Manager at Prahran Community Learning Centre. The art program's a hands-on project. It's an accredited course as well, so it counts for their VCAL and obviously their Yellow program. But also we find it's fun, it's engaging, students can explore their creativity. It's very flexible in terms of how we deliver the program. We can do traditional visual art studies and then we move on to street art, then they do sculpture, and then there's lots of avenues that they can take within the classrooms. And I guess the difference between our programs and other programs is that we can make the curriculum fit our students, not the students fit in the curriculum, so we've got that flexibility to tailor it to their individual learning needs. Our aim is to deliver the classes as applied as possible, so hands-on stuff, and real-life learning, and we find that engages our students very well. Anything that's applicable to the real world and I guess provides more relevance to their individual studies helps them engage and learn at a better rate.
But we never actually look at a face properly to see how to draw it. And the important thing with this sort of style of drawing is about laying out your picture as a shape before you get too caught up in the detail.
Amra is a current student here at PCLC. She has been here, this is her second year. She again started, I believe, reluctantly, but she's settled in quite well and she's engaging, and now she's working and she's doing another course next year.
Hi, I'm Amra and I'm a student here at Prahran Community Learning Centre. Well, I used to go to normal secondary school and my attendance had dropped really low. My grades went from being B's down to D's and E's, and it was getting to the point where I was mixing with the wrong people. I was wagging all the time, and I talked to a friend who used to come here and they said Prahran Community is great. It's great for people who can't cope with normal mainstream school. So I chose to come here. They treat you like an adult, it's more freedom, it's 3 days a week instead of 5, and it's absolutely great. I love it. The boxing, winning awards, organising graduation, that's been really exciting. Our excursions, we've been rock climbing, we've been to the movies and stuff like that. I hated art before I came to this school. Tony You know, we get in here and he goes, do what you want to do. If you want to do a sculpture, if you want to do a painting, it's not a set work every time we come in here. When I do a really good art piece, it's always outstanding, and then we have an art show at the end of the year where we can display our artwork and maybe even sell some artwork. And I'm going into a hairdressing and apprenticeship next year, so that I'm looking forward to that. I've always wanted to be a hairdresser, it's my dream, I enjoy doing it, and I'm going to follow on with some night courses with beauty so I can do a bit of both. And then what I want to do in the future is build a salon on my house and work from home, so that's my plan for life.
So as long as it's this way, we're going to do like a portrait. And use this is Progresso, right? Charcoal is the same sort of material. Good thing about it is the more you work it, the more you can actually start to blend. All right, it gets darker and darker and darker. Just with the one piece of material, you can draw a whole drawing.
Gemma was a previous student of ours and she was here for a few years. She started off quite reserved, very much not engaged in mainstream education. She came to the centre and didn't want a bar of it. However, she did then start and she attended every day. She had a very different experience than what she had in previous schools. I feel like she felt very welcomed here. She felt a sense of belonging. She felt safe.
My favourite subject while I was here was numeracy, because Effie taught that one and she was probably the best maths teacher that I've ever had. Yeah, before I couldn't get much help with my math. It was one of the subjects that I was lacking in, and just found it a lot easier because, you know, everyone could sort of talk with each other, and Effie was always really helpful.
What we're going to do is draw the head side on. So when you look at the head, through two shapes, all right? It's an oval almost, like a football. They're cool? That's a good start, good place to start. So what we're going to do is, this is important because how big you do the oval is going to show you basically how to get the rest of the jaw, all right? So what we want to do is be quite loose, so don't feel like you're going to draw really hard. Just a nice, even oval like this.
Basically, I started studying here because I dropped out of high school after family issues and also bullying and that, and was out of schooling for a year, decided I need to sort of get back into it, and a friend of my grandmother's found this place for me, and yeah, just came here and really enjoyed it because it was completely different from just any mainstream schooling. A lot of the time after class, we'd still be allowed to use the rooms, so that was good. Like, generally most of us would stay behind after, and you know, we could either mess around on the computers or something like that. We could, if we had other work to finish, we'd still have the opportunity to do it here. We could just play cards in the room or chuck a DVD on or something like that. And I suppose that was good because it sort of gave us something to do after school instead of just, you know, go out and hang around on the streets until we were ready to go home and that. So it gave us like a bit of a home within itself. If I didn't start coming here, I'm not really too sure what would have happened to me. I don't know, I guess I'd probably still be doing a lot of drugs, a lot of drinking and something like that. Probably wouldn't have sort of gotten the encouragement that I needed to sort of continue on with my studies. At the moment I'm studying Certificate 3 in Children's Services, which I hope to have finished by the end of this year, and then go to work in a childcare centre and hopefully complete a diploma.
Bringing out all the plane changes to the light, it's fantastic. It's a very good drawing. When you look at a drawing like that, you can start to see it's almost finished, all right? Because the paper's worked. It's not just a line drawing, all right?